The best things in life are definitely for free, like happiness, amazing friends and family members, and very importantly, great television. Welcome to another exciting edition of the Wonder Woman Wednesday. Now, we have been given the license to thrill all across all quarters. Now, among the amazing things I have that are for free, I have Egoyi Boom, I have Chef Blossom, and I have a beautiful kitchen. I think we'll be shouting now.
We're cheering instead because we're in a very cool mood.
Ooh.
Yes. Hey T, how are you doing?
Good morning, African Queen. Chef Blossom, how are you doing this morning?
Well, thank you. Good morning.
It's always fabulous to have you join us bright and early. Now, as usual, we only offer the best in premium family entertainment across the entire show. And I know you must have heard we remain #1. Now, we intend to dazzle you with every passing minute on the show. So I advise you stick around because you do not want to miss a single thing. So clear up your schedule for the next 1 hour and 45 minutes as this edition of the Wonder Woman Wednesday starts right now. My name is Tokwa Olonio. Now remember, you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the conversation. That's TVC Connect on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now you can also be a part of the conversation by doing that. And you can join us live if you have to be on the move. Guess what? Our website is available, www.tvcentertainment.tv, and we're on Facebook. So just go to the search column on Facebook, type TVC Connect, and we will be right there. Now we also implore you to follow us across all social media platforms. Don't just use the hashtag and be reading. Follow us. We're not stingy. We're very open for you to follow TVC Connect, as I said earlier. Now, what do we have packed for you this morning? We're starting up with Elizabeth Onyema. Now, she has been dedicating her life to helping individuals achieve and maintain a healthy lifestyle across the globe with a background in banking and finance. Elizabeth is a certified advanced clinical weight loss specialist from London Health Science Academy, and she will be joining us this morning to talk about things that are very important to our health. And the topic that we're going to be sharing today is parts of carbohydrates that are healthy. Yes, you know, a lot of people are concerned about the healthy parts and the unhealthy parts. Today, we will be discussing the healthy parts of carbohydrates. Next up, Olayiwola Abiola, a certified professional mental health counselor, will be joining us this morning, of course, to continue a conversation very important to relationship. And we will be talking about very interesting things that I'm sure you want to stick around for. You definitely do not want to miss that. Now, he's joining us to talk about why do people cheat? You definitely want to sit back because I'm sure a lot of tables will be shaking this morning.
You know something funny about life?
What?
Usually it's when you get to this point you find an answer.
Yeah?
Like, it's always as if you have to have your back on the wall before that answer comes. Like, you're already at that. You know, see, he was even threatening God. If you don't send me money, I'll drink this something beside me. And I'm like, wow. This life, eh?
Good morning, ladies.
See everybody glowing. Are you guys
all
colorful? I almost said,
you're also glowing.
No, go ahead.
Save your thoughts.
Go ahead.
Hair.
Go ahead.
Yes, come.
Say what you want to say.
Tallest person in the...
Oh my God.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
This baby.
Thank you.
Everybody's afraid of her. Don't be deceived by
Fire breather.
Hey.
Mother of dragons.
Anyways, it's good to see all of you looking all beautiful today. Miriam.
Like, take a bow on the matter.
So I'm kind of pleased that the rains have come. Yeah, I'm kind of pleased that the rains have come. The temperature has started to reduce, and it just feels like
Everywhere's cool.
everything is cooling
There's no
down.
flood in your area.
Auntie, we're going to ask you for believing in Lekki.
Yeah.
Madoma.
I reached my house and I wanted to drive in. My gate man was like, I should just wait. And
I want to bring out the
He
one.
wanted to show me the do you want to drive in?
Wow.
I quickly packed outside, removed my shoes, and walked to the water. I walked
You
on
know,
water.
this is why they say when you're looking for a house, you wait for the rain.
Rains,
yeah.
Of course, we know that your own case was special.
My
You will not wait for
sunshine.
anything.
Yeah, but they should have like a pump or something.
So it
that they
actually
use.
does go out,
Yeah.
but when it's raining,
Yeah.
so I think because they elevated the house, so it's higher, so it just stays like that, and it goes.
Yeah, but even we as a people, we need to do better.
Yeah.
Let's stop throwing dirt in our drains.
My dear, that one.
Let's try to keep it clean. I remember Thursdays used to be sanitation days for business people, market women, but I don't even know how effective that is anymore.
If we start this conversation, we'll not finish. So you know what? Let's take weather and of course bring you this news afterwards.
Good morning and welcome to the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Tokwe Olonio. One of the abducted students of the Greenfield University in Kaduna has been released by the bandits. Although the police and government authorities are yet to speak on the developments, the mother of the student, Lorita Atahiru, confirmed the release of her son to journalists yesterday. But she refused to give details of how her son was released and whether a ransom was paid or not. Now to the presidential villa, where the national security meeting, which started last week Friday, again ended yesterday with no hint that any major decision has been made. The escalating security crisis in different parts of the country, especially in Niger State, Benue and Kaduna states, is still a source of worry, as well as advisories that have been released by the Department of State Security. DSS had warned of the subversive and hostile groups whose agenda is to throw the country into anarchy so as to serve the interests of their sponsors. There are indications that the security meeting may yet convene today, being Wednesday. The Lagos state government says it has disclosed a prima facie case against Nollywood actor Omiyinka Olarinwaju, alias also known as Baba Ijesha, recommending that he will be charged for child defilement, which carries a maximum life imprisonment upon conviction. According to the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of Lagos State, an advice from the Directorate of Public Prosecution also recommended that the accused actor be charged under the extant provisions of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015. Moyosore Onigbanjo also stated that the state will also file charges of sexual assault by penetration, which carries a life imprisonment sentence, indecent treatment of a child punishable by 7 years imprisonment, as well as the charge of sexual assault against Baba Ijesha, which also carries a 3-year jail term upon conviction. The AG added that it will ensure that the accused's constitutional rights are upheld. Now, resident doctors in Nigeria have hinted of a possible end of its suspended strike. This was after some long-hour meeting behind closed doors brokered between government officials and the medical doctors. Members of the National Association of Resident Doctors said at the end of the meeting that they were ready to suspend their planned resumption of strike on Friday, May 7th. The doctors at the resumed meeting with the speaker said they would suspend the planned strike as soon as they got payment for their salary arrears, ranging from 1 to 5 months. They took the position after the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said funds were available for the payment, assuring that her ministry would pay immediately verified list of the beneficiaries were received.
You're welcome back. Now it's about time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the newspapers this morning. And today is Wednesday, 5th of May, 2021. We're starting with the Daily Sun this morning, and it starts like this. Presidency raises the alarm. There's plot to topple Buhari's government, it says. Fingers religious and political leaders. Page 8 and 26 has more on this. It also says here, politicizing security dangerous, according to Deary. It also says here, Lagos begins installation of 2,000 CCTV to offer free internet to public schools. Page 4 has more on that. Reps weighed in as parents of abducted Kaduna students protest at NAS. Schools no longer safe, according to NAS. Economic crunch, federal government to slash salaries of government workers, merge agencies. Atiku demands total war on terror, suggests recall of ex-soldiers. And the story just below the photo story there, it says kidnapping, banditry, not federal offenses, according to the federal government. Says security agencies on trail of saboteurs. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun. We also have the Guardian newspaper this morning, and the major headline goes like this. Plans to overthrow Buhari abound, presidency alleges. It also says right beneath the masthead there, Finance Ministry fails to tender evidence for 7.5 billion naira withdrawal. National Assembly Minority Caucus compiles Buhari's alleged impeachable offenses. 2021 budget contains 316 duplicated projects worth about 39.5 billion naira, according to budget. Page 4 has more on that. And why Buhari should resign, rather. by Arewa youth. A travel ban on India could hamper drug imports, hike prices, say pharmacists. Look inwards for medicine security, says Ambibo. And right at the bottom here, says Lagos Assembly suspends 3 council chairmen, with more information on page 6. We also have the Nigerian Tribune with us this morning, and it goes like this. Mother of 17 abducted Kaduna varsity students cry out, please help us. Weep during protest at NAS, and bandits release 1 student. We have that on page 2. Let me wrap it with this one. Opponents plotting illegal confab to overthrow Buhari, according to the presidency. Seems to be a story on most covers in the papers this morning. But that's how we wrap it up when it comes to the newspapers. But we have to go get fit at iFitness.
Talking about COVID-19, and you guys are talking about covered blood. Don't use your face mask.
Did you hear what I said? I said, hey, please don't use a titty on me.
That was not up to me. I don't cover with the blood of Jesus. She said, don't use a titty on me, please.
You know, it's funny you mentioned this because yesterday. Oh, gosh.
Anyway, let's not get into that conversation.
Yes.
So yesterday, I caught up on this tweet on social media asking, can you marry or date someone that you're not attracted to?
Wow.
Very good question.
That's a major question.
I said yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey.
Date or marry, because I feel like feeling attracted to someone is a choice. And of course, there are certain things that make sure that that attraction can be elongated, or to ensure longevity. So if, for instance, the person knows the right buttons to push, it can automatically trigger an attraction. Whereas you could be attracted to someone from far, but when the person comes close or even tries to be a part of your space, the attraction can just dissipate like this.
No, but they say something that you are not.
Yes.
Like, if everything they do, the person, you're not attracted to the person, you still marry the person.
Yeah, it's possible. If the person possesses all the other great traits of a good human being, the person is a great person, yes, I can settle down with that person.
Anti-MM.
No.
Tell us, can you do that?
Don't play that card.
Answer.
Mary, answer the question.
Last week.
Last week what?
Last week you threw it on.
And that's why I did it back at her.
Today, answer.
Yes.
No, I can't.
You can't?
No.
Really?
I feel like the eyes are the window to your soul. What? Yes. So, yeah, I mean...
Ramba.
You're feeling it, Abby?
I'm feeling it, sister.
Young man.
Yeah, like I have to look. And then it has to appeal into my soul.
Okay, so what if this person is actually
hitting all the right notes?
Yeah, but that's the thing. What if the person is not actually a very nice person? What, he's rude to staff, he's rude to waiters, he's rude to people, he's not nice to your family, but you're attracted to him.
You will find out because of that.
No.
Amen.
It's the fact. You can be attracted to people for different reasons, you know, and it could be the bad boy inside that person that you're not attracted to. I beg, leave attraction.
Physical
attraction is different from your personality.
Yes.
It's different from behavior.
Would you say this guy's legs?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, his chest. Broad. Oh, his muscle. Power.
And it's over the director actually says she's very... No, but seriously, let's be realistic. There is no way you won't find something that will attract you to somebody. No matter how tiny it is. Like, we're talking about, it could even be the person's smile. It could be the person's aura.
The person blinks his
it could
eyes.
be it could be the most ridiculous things, but attraction is essential.
It's what you're talking about. The way
she said that.
See,
I think some people said that the attraction is not necessary at all.
It doesn't.
See, let me tell you about attraction. On Monday, I was in church and we're doing Workers' Day exercise, and I was done. Like
Workers' Day exercise.
Get the hell out. I was tired, and then I was just
they say the people that know you best are the ones that know you the most. Continue.
I was tired and I wanted to just stop. And then this guy comes and he's like, do you want some water? What
was he wearing? Hot shots.
I don't care.
I
just saw the legs. Like,
I said it.
I can go on. I can put
some
Just
people
put
are
a yam, just put a good yam-looking legs in
my
front of
days.
Tokwe.
So basically, what Tokwe is trying to say is
Oh.
what's that thing they used to do on Twitter? When somebody puts their statistics, someone will now say, making notes.
Yeah.
1, go to the church. 2,
Yeah.
find Tokwe. 3, make sure you know how to gym. 4,
But if we look at this extensively, yeah, we can't rule out the fact that at some point in a relationship, whether you're married or not, even if you're in a dating relationship, looks do not really matter anymore.
What?
Because things
Looks
change.
do not really sustain that relationship.
Yeah.
Wait,
Looks
we have
change.
seen cases where people's bodies change.
Yes, of course.
In the case of a pot-bellied man, in the
Yes.
case of a woman who, you know, whose body changes during after
Childbirth.
pregnancy,
Yes.
you know, all of those changes happen. And this person that you were once attracted to, you know, that attraction, that physical, you know,
People go
attraction,
through
that
things.
physical,
Yeah.
you know, elements that attracted you to this person, like Titi said,
Maybe
they
this
no
is what
longer
people are
there.
talking
When you think about it,
after years
So,
of marriage.
No.
The
Even
question today
Can
has
you
nothing to do.
marry?
Can you marry? You don't marry
I'm
because-
just saying that
Can
let
you
us
marry?
sharp put this one day.
No,
So
because
while you watching at home, you're listening to us and you're like, it may not matter. Oh yes, it matters. Just, you know, think about 10, 15 years
This
down
one
the
MM
line.
is saying, when MM looks at Mr. Okoche, she looks
She
at
sees
him
them.
with
She
so
sees
much.
them.
So let me tell you
So
something
dark and
first that
handsome.
attracted me is its height, because I know nothing
So
can
is he going
change
to
in
go shorter?
height. That's what I'm saying. Because I know that nothing can change in height. That height is going to be there.
You see them?
Here we go.
Right, they give motivation.
But at this
You
point,
know what? Let's just take a break. Because
Yeah,
I need
we
to
have
deal
to
with
wrap
this
it up.
thing that's gone.
Let's take a quick break.
You are trying to motivate people when you're
Welcome back. You're on to Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Blossom. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is quite a spread, I must say.
Yeah.
What were your intentions for us this morning?
Okay, I just said to go local
Okay.
with this mise en place.
All right. So what are we making? We're making okra soup, right?
Yes, okra soup and creamy swallow.
All right, so we are getting to the creamy parts because I'm like milk in semo. Interesting. All right, so right there on your screen are the ingredients. Let's run through them quickly, Blossom.
Okay, we have our okra chopped already. We have crayfish, grinded crayfish. We have our palm oil. We have our stockfish. We have our uziza leaves. We have our chicken. We have our chicken bread because we've not prepared that already. And we have our
Semo.
semo.
Let's talk about the ingredients for the okra soup first before
okay.
we move over to what we are doing for our
Okay,
semo.
for the okra soup, we have here our scotch bonnet, that's our atarodo, already blended with a bit of ginger, then shombo. This is the bell pepper, the red bell pepper. Then we have the onions also in it. We have our cow skin chopped. We have our okra. We have our turkey. We have our uziza leaves. You can want to alternate with ugu leaves if you want. Then we have our grinded crayfish. We have our palm oil. We have our dried prawns. You can see they're big. We have our panla, smoked panla. I like to have it dry.
Okay.
And we have our stockfish. We have here our Cameroon pepper, black pepper. Then we have salt to taste, the seasoning cubes.
Okay, at this point, I am going to catch my breath. Because this is quite a spread. All of this going into one pot of soup. Interesting. Let's get cooking then, because I mean that talk is going to take a lot. Now let's talk about the semo, because this seems to be an interesting twist.
Yes.
Milk in semo. How, Auntie?
Remember you told me that it's good to be creative in the kitchen.
Okay.
I tried this with my friends some days ago, and they were like, Blossom, you have to eat that alone. I told them it's just good. For kids, I don't like to swallow, like have a plain semo. So just add something interesting for them, so they could be able to eat. I, for one, I don't like swallow. Okay. So I like to try something. So I'm going to put milk in my semo and also ginger.
Ginger and milk.
Yes.
In the semo.
Yes. So just stay tuned for that.
Yes, please. You would like to stay tuned for that one. I mean, I can't wait. I'm not even going to like this one. I'm going to be one of the first people to taste it, because this is something that I'm really looking forward to. But anyways, let's start cooking. So for our okra soup, what's the process? How are we starting this?
Okra soup, we'll have to marinate our turkey first.
Okay.
So we have the turkey go into the pots.
All right.
Pot is really hot.
What are we marinating our turkey with?
with some chopped onions. I have to chop some onions into
Okay.
it. Our salt, our seasoning cubes, and then the Cameroon pepper.
We are using a lot of pepper for this dish. I noticed. I mean, you have your blended pepper and then you have Cameroon pepper. Of course, we know what role the Cameroon pepper always does to our meal. Like it has that, you know, extra
scent
that
and
flavor,
flavor,
that it gives to your meal. Okay. So then goes our seasoning cubes, and then what's next?
Our salt to taste and just
Okay.
a pinch of salt. And then we can put in our spoon.
Okay. I'm going to get you a spoon. If you're just joining us
small
on the
one.
show, okay. There's no small one for now, but let's use this one. On the show with me this morning is Chef Blossom, and we are making okra soup. And guys, you have to stay tuned for this interesting twist to our semo this morning. We are making use of milk and ginger. Milk and ginger in semo. Never heard of this one. But hey, you always trust that here on the show, we give you an interesting, exciting, and creative way to spice up your food. And that's it for now on the kitchen segment. We have to head over to the couch now with Titi for some relationship nuggets. Over to you, Titi.
Thank you, Now, we did start a conversation with the ladies earlier on what makes you attracted to a person, you know, and we did talk about the fact that sometimes looks fade. Said it herself. And I'm wondering if that could be a precursor to today's topic. Mr. Olaiwola Abiola is a certified professional mental health counselor, someone with a specialization in relationship and marriage counseling. He uses his background in counseling and psychology to empower individuals to transform their personal relationships and, of course, professional lives. Now, he's a specialist when it comes to helping couples overcome their individual dysfunctions. Is it a dysfunction that causes people to cheat? Why do people cheat? That's what we're talking about this morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Titi. It's good to be here.
All right, so based on your experience working with couples, you've probably come across some very interesting excuses as to why couples they cheat on each other. For instance, you have this stunning, beautiful woman. She's successful. She's a great mom. You know, she looks great. But you find out that her spouse has cheated. Talk to us.
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to say there's no excuse that will be acceptable for cheating or infidelity, either in relationship or in marriage. So that being said, that must be established first of all. And number two, you can't blame yourself for the strange spouse. That's another thing we need to establish here. Now, one of the major reasons I found out in my personal practice why people cheat is because most of the time there's a lot of unmet expectations. Men and women have different needs, emotional needs, sexual needs, and the likes. At times, a man is providing everything, but he's not meeting the emotional need of the woman. And most of the time, he feels that since I'm providing everything, I'm throwing money at everything, then she should be okay. But this woman has got a need, emotional need. She wants somebody she can talk to, somebody she can see, you know, somebody she can converse with. And another thing is, people also have this mindset that the pasture is greener on the other side. Some people have this kind of this mentality of daydreaming. Okay, if this is happening, I just love this. But until you get to the other side, that there's something happening there. Every pasture that is green, somebody is doing the hard work of wetting it and making it grow. So that's why I said earlier, no matter the reason, there's not going to be an excusable reason for why people cheat. So those are one of the major reasons why people cheat. People have a lot of unmet expectations in their relationship or marriage.
Okay, so it is a question that comes up a lot on social media.
Okay.
Why? Why? There has to be more than just the unmet expectations. Okay. Can you tell us maybe with a case study from a couple you've worked with? Okay,
now, there's a situation whereby, okay, let me pick one of the reasons that I think is also very, very important. Now, at times people want to what I call like a bruised ego.
Okay.
Okay, you think this is not good enough for me. You have done something for me. A lot of resentment, underlying issues. I think that's the right word. A lot of people have unresolved underlying issues, and when you don't deal with them, you keep sweeping them under the carpet. A time will come that either of the parties will look for an avenue, an outlet. At times, people want to use to get back at their spouse.
Like revenge.
Like revenge. Okay. Maybe something happened in the past relationship, the past life of the other one, or maybe something happened, something near infidelity with the other spouse. And that's why I said earlier, unresolved issues, unresolved issues in their marriage. And when that happens, at times some people want to get, because to a man's sexuality is tied to his ego. So when it comes to a point that he feels that my wife has done this to me, I need to show her that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And also, some people also have what we call maladjusted character. They are not just a man or woman of their words. They lack integrity, so they do not have the capacity. That also is traceable to the dysfunctions we talked about. For example, if you have lived in an environment, grown up in an environment where your father seems to be changing women like diapers, the guy grows up with a mindset like, look, women at my beck and call, I have the money, I have everything, I can trade anything to any woman and get it. So he does not even care what happens to the emotion of the woman at home, and things like that do happen. So those are the other reasons that can cause.
So we've covered the issue of ego, we've covered the issue of unmet expectations. Underlying issues.
Yes, unresolved underlying issues in marriage.
Okay, so are there any others we can add to that list?
Definitely. We also have issue probably, well, let them talk about sex itself. You know, most
or intimate relationships.
Intimate relationships. Yeah. Okay, that's how we right, but intimate relationships. Now, there's a situation we also call sexless relationship, where people are not being satisfied sexually. And now, so if that happens also, somebody wants to look for that outside. And at times also, when someone is growing, one of the characteristics of a thriving relationship is growth. The man and the woman must be growing intellectually, in terms of other areas of their lives. Now, every woman wants a megastar, a man that comes to the table, that brings new ideas. Now, when the man is growing and the woman is not growing, a time will come that they cannot have this intellectual compatibility. Now, the man starts meeting someone else, maybe at work, that is stimulating. Yes, stimulating his vision and things like that. And the woman at home is not taking care of herself, is not growing, she just lay back and things like that. And at the end of the day, the man starts finding someone else that is striking a major chord in his life. I know at different stages of our lives, we have different issues, things that matter to us before. Like I overheard I watch you, I had the background when you're talking about attraction the other time. Now, when you get married, being sexy becomes different for a man. It's no longer about your boobs, not about your curves anymore. It's about the intelligence, the value you are bringing to the table. And when a man is at that level, he's a go-go-go person, and you have to be a laid-back person, he's not doing anything. A time will come, there will be so much gap in their reason and intellectual conversation. And when a man is not finding that, because most of the time, our gender differences also come to play here. A man is most of the time a project-driven person. Women are more relational-driven. So when a man, okay, I want to get married now. I've done that. Next.
That's a project.
That's a project. Next, I'm moving to nesting. And the man does not love me again. No, all you need to do is to adjust. Adjust to the new reality of the new season you are in, okay? What else can I bring to the table? It's not about, oh, you didn't bring me pancakes, you didn't bring me pizza, you didn't bring me... No, the man is asking for something more interesting, something more engaging. What else are you bringing to the table? And when gets that outside, and somebody is feeding him in that aspect, because another aspect of a relationship that make a relationship thrive is nutrition, that is ability to feed each other well. So in all areas of life. So when all these things are not in place and someone else is filling that gap, naturally we are drawn towards someone meeting those particular needs in our lives.
So there's someone watching right now who has just keyed into what you just said. And has realized, oh, maybe I'm just not stepping up my game enough. I'm not come to the power. What would you advise the person to do?
Number one, open conversation. They need to sit down together, husband and wife or whatever, maybe even if you're not yet married in a serious relationship, sit down. There's nothing communication cannot resolve in any relationship, even infidelity issues. If you can sit down and you're ready to make this work, I'm of the opinion that marriages can work if you work them. So if you are going to sit down and have open conversation, serious and honest conversation, no holds back, and you can talk heart to heart. Look, these are the reasons, these are the things you're doing that is not allowing me to thrive the way I would have wanted to. So I think open conversation is important, and the determination and sense of commitment to make the relationship work.
Thank you so much for coming to join us.
Thanks
You
so
should
much for
check
having me.
us out online with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC at TVC Connect at love.boulevard.
Yes, love.boulevard.
All right, that's where he's going to be answering your questions online. We have loads of them, don't we? Let's take this quick break and be back with more.
First, Wednesday of the new month, and I hope you're already getting a feel of it. The month of May was named after the Greek goddess Maya, who was identified with the Roman-era goddess of fertility Bona Dea, whose festival was held in May. With that brief education, we hope that your month would be very fertile and very fruitful. Now, for some fertility and fruitfulness, the kitchen is very fertile and fruitful this morning. Hello, people.
You know, it's quite a coincidence because talking about fertility, we are cooking okra, and okra is great when it comes to improving of fertility.
Really?
No jokes. Yes, but quickly, guys, we told you that we are adding a twist to our semo this morning. So quickly, just put in the ginger and the mix so that they see, you know,
so,
the process
I was
quickly.
telling you earlier that milk acts
and
like
ginger, just pour it in.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, great.
Okay, this is a thickener, so you just want to be careful.
All right, then. I'm sure that Chef Blossom is definitely giving us an amazing twist this morning. My name is Tokwe Olowoniyo. Now, remember, you can be a part of the conversation today on the show. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. And we started a conversation during the coffee juice, so go out to our social media page at TVC Connect on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and be a part of the conversation. Now, we have our mobile app. Have you downloaded it yet? What are you waiting for? It is for free on both Android and iOS stores. It allows you take us with you anywhere you're going to. And if you want to watch us via our website, it's tvcentertainment.tv. And you can also watch on Facebook at TVC Connect. Now, back to the highlights. What do we have for you this 45 minutes? Elizabeth Onyema. Now, she is dedicated to helping individuals achieve a healthy lifestyle. And today, she's going to be talking to us about carbohydrates. A lot of us have concerns about carbohydrates, but she's explaining the parts of carbohydrates that are healthy. And next up, we're going to be joined by popular Instagram sensation Adedeji Manuel, also known as Oba Cruz, one of the funniest skit makers you will find online today. He's going to be joining us to talk about his experiences, what makes him tick, and how he's come up about being one of the funniest men we have on social media.
Boss, good evening, boss. Good evening. Boss, how are you doing like this? Good evening. My name is Evangelist Alao. One of my members is staying around this place. He said, Ogombo, but bless I don't lost.
Okay, Ogombo.
Just show me. I don't know.
Ogombo.
Ogombo.
Follow me.
Inside of this place, you go Zingari.
Yes.
You go this place.
I said, follow me.
Now, even road to go to work and no day. You want to please others and display that.
Ogombo, you went follow.
He said, follow me, and he went this way.
Do you know why Ogombo just made me laugh?
Why?
It reminds me of somebody.
Oh my days. But when we're talking about people that remind us of things, on Sunday I was feeling like the highest auntie in the world, because I was telling my little nieces and nephews that I know people. And at that moment, Mary came on air. And I'm like, I know her. I know her. Like, she's my friend. I just want to tell you guys, so Mary has, I know you guys know about the show, but it was so interesting to me because of the Solace calls. And I really think we should tell people about the Solace calls. So like me now, I have people that, yes, I have people that want to tell them my mind. So I'm going to give you their number. On Sunday, you will call them. But by telling them they're my mind, it's actually good things. I just can't say it by myself. So I think you guys we should really talk about having...
Is it not better for you to say it yourself? Why do you have to send a messenger?
That's the sweet part of it. That so you just have somebody call you and say, so do you know that Tokwe loves you? It's going to be so sweet. So guys, join Mary Bashwa Alimi on Max FM Sunday, 7 p.m.
No,
so,
it's now 6 to 9.
6 to 9 p.m.
And Saturday too, please, because I need numbers on Saturday. Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon on Saturday morning.
You see? All right,
Thank
now
you,
let's
dear.
go find out some other facts apart from the fact that Mary does Solace calls. Welcome to the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Tokwe Olowoniyo. One of the abducted students of the Greenfield University in Kaduna has been released by bandits. Although the police and government authorities are yet to speak on the development, the mother of the student, Lorita Atahiru, confirmed the release of her son to journalists yesterday. But she refused to give details of how her son was released and whether a ransom was paid or not. Now to the presidential villa, where the national security meeting, which started last week Friday, again ended yesterday with no hint that any major decisions has been made. The escalating insecurity crisis in different parts of the country, especially in Niger, Benue and Kaduna State, is still a source of worry, as well as advisories that have been released by the Department of State Security. The DSS have warned of subversive and hostile groups whose agenda is to throw the country into anarchy so as to serve the interests of their sponsors. There are indications that the security meeting may yet convene on Wednesday. The Lagos State government has disclosed a prima facie case against Nollywood actor Omiyinka Olarewaju, also known as Baba Ijesha, recommending that he will be charged for child defilement, which carries a maximum life imprisonment upon conviction. According to the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of Lagos State, an advice from the Directorate of Public Prosecution also recommended that the accused actor be charged under the extant provision of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015. Moyosore Onigbanjo also stated that the state will also file charges of sexual assault by penetration, which carries a life imprisonment, indecent treatment of a child punishable by 7 years imprisonment, as well as the charges of sexual assault against Baba Ijesha, which also carries a 3-year jail term upon conviction. The AG added that it will ensure that the accused's constitutional rights are upheld. Resident doctors in Nigeria have hinted of a possible end to its suspended strike. This was after some hours of long meetings behind closed doors brokered between government officials and the medical doctors. Members of the National Association of Resident Doctors said at the end of the meeting that they were ready to suspend their planned resumption of strike on Friday, May 7th. The doctors at the resumed meeting with the speaker said they would suspend the planned strike as soon as they got payments for their salary arrears, ranging from 1 to 5 months. They took the position after the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said funds were available for payment, assuring that her ministry would pay immediately a verified list of the beneficiaries was received. That's all we can take on the news updates on Wake Up Nigeria for today. But we definitely have the sports news update with Mary Bashra Alimi.
Welcome back, guys. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. And here with me in the kitchen is Chef Blossom. If you're just joining us, we are making okra with a twist to our semo. If you missed that earlier on, well, go on our YouTube page and check it out. All right, so let's get right into it quickly.
Okay, for the okra soup.
Yes.
I had my vegetable oil going, then I allowed to heat up for like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Then we tossed in our blended.
Yes, sorry, I just need to remind them that on the screen right there are the ingredients. If you missed out on it, grab a pen and a paper and scribble them down quickly. So over to you quickly.
So we tossed in our mixed pepper. Rodo and shombo. Then ginger and yellow pepper. Toast it in and allow to fry for some minutes.
Okay.
Then before tossing in my cow skin and the dry mala. The reason for this is because I like the sauce to get into the cow skin very so to have proper taste. So that's about it we have.
Okay, so what's going in next? Because that looks really good.
Yes.
Breakfast is coming out really nicely.
So
okay.
Go
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll just put in my stock water, but I still want to leave for, let's say, 1 more minute.
Okay, for it to cook.
Yeah, properly.
Okay. All right, guys. So next, going into the pot is our chicken broth, and then afterwards we'll allow that cook for a while. Yes.
Wow, yes.
And then after that, then what goes in next?
The turkey goes in next.
Okay.
Then the dry prawn.
Okay.
Then the okra.
Okay.
And the crayfish.
And then
lastly the uziza leaves.
And then the uziza leaf. It's interesting to know that that uziza leaf has a lot of nutritional benefits, guys. And if you're having cough symptoms, it actually helps to relieve you of cough. And then it serves as a good pain reliever. Imagine that, right? And then so is okra. Okra has amazing benefits, guys.
Yes.
Like you cannot even fathom those different benefits that okra has. It has anti-cancer properties, it has antioxidant properties as well. It's really rich in nutrients, guys. Okay, so I guess our chicken broth is ready to go in, yes? All right, fantastic. All right, so we're just going to look at that, guys. And if you are not here, right here in the studio, you don't know what you are missing. I'm not even playing. Like, I'm not whining you, Blossom. Blossom is killing us softly, me especially. Man, this okra is about to go. It's about to be lit by the time it's ready. I mean, the aroma coming from it already is wow.
Just go back to boil.
It's killing me. All right. So we're just going to allow that cook for a while and then put in our okra. Fine. So how do you make your okra? Like, how long you like it fresh, or do you
Yes,
you know
it's
let it
better
cook
served
really
fresh
well?
because vegetables you don't want to cook it so much.
Okay.
So you won't really get the vitamins from it.
Anyways, like she said, food is going to be ready in a while, just a little bit. For now, let's go over to the couch and see what Tokwe is on about with Miss Elizabeth. Hey, Tokwe.
Hey, thank you very much. Now, we are joined by Elizabeth Onyema. Now, she has dedicated her professional life to helping individuals achieve and maintain a healthy lifestyle across the globe. Elizabeth is a certified advanced clinical weight loss specialist from the London Health Science Academy. In her 7-year career, she has been pivotal to the health journey of over 2,000 clients and has worked with Nigerians and non-Nigerians across the United Kingdom, the USA, Canada, Kenya, and the Caribbean. Today, she's joining us to talk about good carbs and bad carbs, basically explaining parts of carbohydrates that are healthy. Sit back, relax, because this is going to be an interesting conversation. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Hi, good morning.
How are you doing?
Very fine.
You know,
very fine.
I'm really excited about this topic because when you're trying to lose weight, everyone just runs away from carbohydrates. So when I saw the topic, I'm just like, okay, so there's good carbs and there's bad carbs. So how about we start by separating them for people watching so they know what the good carbs are and what the bad carbs are. Yes.
Okay, so now the thing about it is, before we talk about separation, I would like to state, given the Nigerian diet, the kinds of foods that fall under the category of carbs.
Okay.
So all vegetables are carbs. When you think about all veggies, your tomatoes, onion, pepper, all of them, your ugu, water leaf, okra, all of them are veggies. Are carbs. Yes.
Okay.
And then all fruits are carbs as well. I'm telling you, except for avocado. Avocado is just like, it's a fruit on its own.
Okay.
Because avocado is categorized as fats.
Okay.
But it's a fruit. So when you say all, I like to say all fruits
are carbs.
Except carbs, except avocados.
Okay.
Then we're talking about all starchy foods now. Talking about the root vegetables. Then you talk about your legumes. So I know quite a number of people out there think that beans is protein. But beans is actually a carb. You understand me? Yes. So talking about your yam, you know, your grains.
Yes.
We're talking about the grains. We're talking about the good old rice. And the rest of them, all of them are carbs. Now, for you to be able to understand and differentiate between good carbs and bad carbs, you have to know that carbs are made up of 3 parts.
Okay.
So we have 3 parts of a carb.
Okay.
We have the sugar part of a carbohydrate. We have the starch part of the carbohydrate.
Okay.
And we have the fiber part of the carbohydrate.
Okay.
I love to call fiber almighty fiber because it is what just makes fiber basically is the part of a carbohydrate that differentiates between a good carb and a bad carb.
Okay.
Usually some people would like to call the good carbs complex carbohydrates. I'm sure you've seen that.
I've heard that.
Yes, a lot of times, yes. Then the bad carbs, simple carbohydrates. Yes. So now, the simplicity and complexity of a carbohydrate depends on the presence of fiber.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Good. Now, when you look through a nutritional information of a particular food, maybe for instance a carb, you could see maybe fats, 2 grams, depending on the particular quantity, because most nutritional informations are based on the quantity of a particular food. Okay. So you could see maybe for 100 grams of okra, I'm just saying this off my head, So you could have maybe 2 grams of fat, maybe 30 grams carbs, and then maybe 18 grams protein. And then if you look deeper, right under carb, you would see the difference there. So they would try to explain to you the parts of the carb that you're about to eat. So you could see sugar, 10 grams, and then you can see fiber, 17 grams.
Okay,
do you
so
understand?
that's not so bad.
Yes, so that is a good sign.
It's a good sign, okay.
That is a good sign. But basically, before I begin to talk about that, let me just start by explaining what sugar, starch, and fiber are, and how they matter in terms of the choice of food you decide to eat.
Now let's do that briefly.
Yeah, so sugar is simply very fast energy for the body.
Fabulous.
The digestion of sugar starts as soon as saliva touches it.
Okay.
So think about any sugary thing in your head. You know that feeling you get when you just take like maybe a fizzy or maybe take like a fruit juice or something, that sudden bolt of energy?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is sugar. So sugar is a fast burning energy.
Okay.
As soon as you're drinking it or eating it, it is breaking down to energy almost immediately. So sugar is like the fastest fuel for the human body.
Okay.
Once you're feeling dizzy, once
Take
you're feeling
sugar.
tired, once you take sugar,
You get it.
do you understand? You're up and
I get
about.
it.
Now, starch, on the other hand, is still sugar.
Okay.
The only difference between starch and sugar is that starch is made up of multiple chains of sugar.
Okay.
So it's still the same thing. It still works exactly like sugar. Yes. But fiber is a part of a carbohydrate that the body cannot break down.
Okay.
Do you understand? Fiber cannot break down. And the major function of fiber in any carbohydrate is to help to control the rate at which our bodies absorb the sugar from the food we are eating. So let me give you an instance.
Okay.
You know that thing that happens when maybe, for instance, you drink a cup of juice, and when you're done drinking a cup of juice, after like a couple of minutes, you're still hungry. So you go back to the kitchen and then you get something to eat. That is because that cup of juice is 100% sugar.
Sugar, okay.
It could contain a little bit of soluble fiber, but that's talking about fiber deeply. But most of it is sugar.
Okay.
Now, imagine eating the pineapple.
Yeah.
Maybe, for instance, you juiced a pineapple to get this quantity of juice. Now, imagine eating the pineapple. In 1 hour, you wouldn't be hungry.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a stable energy level. As your energy is not going to deplete.
Yeah.
You're going to feel energized and full in the tummy. That is the difference between sugar and fiber. Now, every single time, for you to be able to get a cup of juice from this quantity, you would really have to juice quite an amount of pineapple.
Yes.
To get this quantity of juice.
Yes.
And sometimes you really may not be able to finish that quantity of pineapple if it wasn't in a juice form.
Very true.
Do you understand?
Yes, I get
now,
that.
That simple illustration just gives you an idea of what fiber does when you eat it. So every carb you see, the reason why all the vegetables that you hear, you keep hearing there's no nutritionist, no dietitian that will sit down here and tell you stop eating veggies. Wrong.
Yeah.
And that is because veggies are made up of at least 80% fiber.
Okay, now there
You're
you
feeling
hit
me,
it.
right?
Yes, I get you.
When you eat veggies, you are fuller for longer.
Yeah.
And that's what fiber does. Veggies, veggies also, okay, now I don't want to talk about veggies because fiber also exists in the yam that you eat, in the beans that you eat, in the cassava that you eat, in the cassava that you eat, in every single thing, in the fruits, every single thing in its natural state.
Okay.
Fiber exists in them.
Okay, now, unfortunately, we have time constraint, but before I let you go, I want us to quickly hit on bad carbohydrates.
Yes.
Just foods that you could just say, this, and this are bad carbohydrates. You need to avoid them.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
So now talking about that, we're not going to talk about foods local to our environment that do not contain enough fiber. Yes. So we are talking about stuffs like white rice.
Yeah.
White rice. Eko.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Gari.
Hey.
Yes. Aku. Amala. They don't, no, sorry, did I say amala? Amala is awesome, not amala, I mean. Gari. Eko, pap,
white rice, pap,
pap, white rice, bread. All these things don't contain fiber.
No.
So when you eat them, now the thing about fiber, about foods that do not contain fiber is you keep eating. You eat breakfast right now. In less than 2 hours, you're hungry again. You're eating again. You're hungry again. You're eating again. And that is because it doesn't contain fiber. If you eat a food that's rich in fiber, you would notice that you're fuller for a longer period of time and you're energized for a proper long. And then you wouldn't see yourself eating every second.
Oh, exactly. This has been very, very, like I've learned so much. Thank you. But definitely going to have you again next week, Wednesday.
Wouldn't mind.
Because there's so much to talk about. I am sure you are as heartbroken as I am, considering that white rice is now a problem. But I'm sure you have learned more than a thing or two on how we should improve our diet and avoid the bad carbohydrates. You might want to hit us up, you might want to check our YouTube channel if you want to catch up more on this. But we have to go on a break and we still have so much more for you to not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Seriously? So you are the one that knows the voice of God.
Popular Instagram sensation Adeshokon Adedeji Emmanuel is also known as Oba Cruz. Now, he's one of the funniest skit makers you'll find online today.
And now he's joining us to talk about his experiences and what makes him tick as a funny man. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate
All right. So now, before we came, before the clip, we were asking you how old you were. And it was very significant for us here in the studio. Please, let's let everybody know.
I'm 24 years old.
24.
Yes, quite old.
And you've been able to create such a buzz, quite a buzz online. You know, you have such a great engagement. How did this all start?
Naonga. So
I like your honesty.
yes,
yeah.
so,
Go ahead.
No, I studied elect OAU.
Okay.
So when I came out of school, I graduated with 2.2. I'm supposed to grade 2. I did that. My dad thought.
3 point what? 3.49. That's the
check.
painful one. You don't even check. You just study 2.2.
I just give up. So when I got to Lagos, my dad was like, this can be my child. You're supposed to better pass this one. So like I was thinking of things I can do. So I just came on Twitter. I was like, influencers make money. I was all about the money. So influencers make money. So I started making small content, right? Comic content and stuff. Make memes, post. Then all of a sudden people started interacting with it. I got to 100K, 200K, 300K.
Wow.
I was like, mad.
Wow.
Then I started making money. Then my dad was like, you don't need to do fraud. And I don't do, you don't need to do fraud. Then I went into videos.
Okay.
So I just got into videos like a few months back. Because I was just doing Twitter influencing before. Then I went to videos. Then Instagram guys were like, hey, Blessy, we like this guy. Then start following me and stuff.
Okay.
I was like, this is nice too. Okay.
Now, you know it's very difficult to put two brands. The first, you're known as Obakros, primarily. Yeah. And then when people talk about Shank Comics, it's also you. How did you come up with these names, and how are you managing both?
Now, people, they give me a, a many ceremony, nobody. So I catch a lot of crews, pictures, tweets, and videos. All about making myself happy and make people happy. So people are like, King of Cruise, King of Cruise, King of Cruise, King of Cruise. Then I was like, okay, King of Cruise is not bad. So when they suspended my last Twitter account of 300 followers, I was like, what's the best name to come back with? Like, Oba Cruise.
All right.
I feel myself.
Well, it's a different world. Not a lot of people out there understand how this world works. So what have you noted has created the most energy? When you post very funny or when you get very serious?
Very funny. People like when you're stupid because I believe people enjoy what they can be. So when you are super stupid, they're like,
how stupid can one
this guy
get?
This guy Mumu. So it's when you go over the board and do very stupid stuff, people like it.
So generally, what inspires you? I know you already told us what started this, so let's not talk about it's still on that inspires you.
No, what inspires me is, I don't know, anything. And anything I see, when I see stuff, I'll be like, okay. I like picture it in my own head. Because I write comics, so I just picture that. How can this thing be more stupid? Like the one you just watched, how can God's voice be tiny?
Yeah.
Just imagine. So just stupid stuff like that. And I just put it in writing and I call cinematographers and I shoot it. And I post.
Yeah, it must feel like a lot of pressure, though. How many skits do you put out in a week, in a month, for instance?
In a week, I put about 2-3 skits.
Okay.
It's a lot of work.
Trust me.
So you have a team that you work with?
I'm a one-man guy.
Just you?
Yeah, do my stuff, sponsor myself, do my thing.
Wow.
I'll be about cruise down.
Wow.
But is it expensive putting up each
Pretty
skit?
expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
On
Because
the
of
video,
all
I spend about maybe 100K.
per video?
Yeah.
And you're able to put out 3 every week? Or
So I
do you
spend a
break
lot of
them?
money. Now, one day they wear good clothes.
What is that?
So the money is inside videos because people have to, they're trying to push it. It's like investment. Trying to invest and hopefully in the future you try to make it back.
And hopefully it will, because there's still time for you now. It's just starting, like literally just starting, and you started off really, really well. So are there any comics that you look up to?
Nigeria?
Yes, of course.
Yes, now, Brother Shaggy. I like his energy.
Okay.
It's consistency. Post like 12 a.m. every time. There was one time post 12 a.m. every day. That was a lot of work. I like Lasisi because he's in a space and he creates something different every time. It's like in his room and he just does the Yahoo boy guy. I know he does a lot. And who remain again? And my brother Lively, Bush, and if I don't remember your name, no vessel. Macaroni. Macaroni.
I was waiting for that.
Macaroni, yes.
Has he inspired any of your skits before?
Somewhat. Somewhat,
okay,
yes.
Okay. Well, let's see whether this next skit we are going to take a look at will be inspired by macaroni. And then when we get back, of course, it'll be time for us to have breakfast.
All right, welcome to the kitchen of our /Shank comics. Okay, this is Chef Blossom, and this morning she's made for you semo with okra soup. You're already licking your lips. You're in for a treat. You know the useful play. Yes. Fantastic. All right, so while she's telling us how she put this together, we'd like you to have a taste and let us know what you think.
Taste or I'll ship everything?
Everything is not for you.
Okay, this is not your usual semo.
Yeah.
Because it's mixed with milk and ginger, blended ginger. I mean the semo. Then the okra.
Yeah, please eat.
Eat well, so talk.
So which one be right hand?
Anyone.
Okay, so anyone.
You people use your hand.
That's my peer pressure. Oh, yeah.
But go ahead and eat, yeah.
While it's tasting, let's have our goodbyes from Mary.
You're looking at this for more.
Who run the world?
Girls!
All right. Have a fantastic day, people.
Yes.
And then we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye.